Hi everyone. Welcome to the channel. FlyInside released two helicopters that they unveiled at Flight Sim Expo, the Rotorway 162F and JetExec. In this short video, I'll give my first impressions on how I feel about them and how I think they fly. Alright. Let's cut the music and let's get started. Right off the bat, one of the first things I notice is there's kind of a stickiness when trying to pick up to a hover. It's hard to do a two-stage pickup. You can slowly lift the collective and you can't really tell if it's starting to be light on the skids or what it's doing, and then all of a sudden it kind of jumps into the air. And it's kind of hard to slow it down at that point, so you kind of vault you pretty quickly. So this is something that's kind of there with all the different FlyInside helicopters. I think this has something to do with how their WASM flight model integrates with the ground contact of MSFS. I do think that the texturing and modeling is actually a little bit better as a step up from both their Bell 206 and their Bell 47 offerings. They're a little bit crisper. There's a nice diamond stitch on the 162F that's nice, but still in some areas like there's sharp edges that just don't look quite realistic. So it's nicer than, like I said, the Bell 206 and the Bell 47, but it's not quite Carinado or HPG standards. One of the cool things about the modeling though is you can remove the cowlings and you can see both the engine on the 162F, the reciprocating engine, and the jet engine on the JetExec, and they are animated too, so that's pretty cool. And you can put the cowlings, on and off individually. And one other thing that's neat is I actually had to ask about this in the forum, and Rick was nice enough to answer that there's actually a ballast weight. I wasn't sure, that I thought it was a cover for some kind of instrument, but it's a ballast weight that moves from either the back hanger or the right front skid, depending on whether you have a passenger or whether you're solo. So it moves dynamically if you just change the weight. If you take the weight of the passenger out, then that part of the model moves on its own. I found the sweet spot in the Heli Manager settings for me are 90, 10, 0, and 100. And I use a 1-to-1 Puma control set, so that's about where I like everything to feel as close to realistic as I can get it. It's still a little bit sloppy to me. It's not quite as snappy as a helicopter responds. I can't get it quite where I want it with those settings. It's like I can get it to be a little more responsive like I want it, but then the body of the helicopter is too twitchy. So it's just it's good. It's responding and doing things like a helicopter should. All of the torque inputs are correct. One thing to note, it is a clockwise rotor system, so it's a right power pedal like the Cabri. I didn't know that at first, so my first takeoff was a little rough because I was inputting left pedal. But it is a right power pedal helicopter, so knowing that definitely helps. Should have done my research and read the manual first, but they fly pretty good. So maybe it's they're responding as sensitively to real control inputs like a real helicopter would, but maybe just a little bit of artificial stability feels more realistic in the sim because you're not getting that tactile feedback like you would in a real helicopter that makes them easier to fly. So I find the FlyInside helicopters a little bit harder to fly than the real thing. So or at least the Robinsons that I fly in real life. So either that or everybody needs to stop knocking Robinsons because they fly pretty good comparative. So that's just my general thoughts on the flight model. Otherwise, I mean, it's pretty good. It feels like a helicopter should. All in all, I definitely recommend these. I think they're great for the price. You can get them for $35 a piece, or you can get $5 off if you buy them both together. And they're great flying helicopters. I hope they keep working to work out the kinks in the flight model and the transition in the two-stage pickup, but other than that, they're doing a great job. The only other issue I ran into is I have a conflict with the Vario-based software and Heli Manager and Microsoft Flight Sim. They don't all work together, so I had to use a workaround, but it does work with my headset. It just can't run the Heli Manager at the same time. I had to shut it off first. Thanks for watching. Be safe, be kind, and I'll see you in the next video.